let's say a lead comes in right now, like what do you do? What is your first move when a lead comes in? So if you get an auto booked appointment, are you calling them in advance or are you waiting for the appointment time? You get a no-show, right? It happens. Maybe you get an auto booked appointment and you call them and they don't show up. What do you do next? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here are screenshots of how Johnny Native Fan was able to write about $15,000 in annual premium in one day, and how you can start getting 5 new clients per day moving forward if you're selling final expense or term over the phone or face-to-face. So Johnny, what does your process look like whenever you are getting on the phone with a client? Whenever you're making these sales per day, do you make like a certain number of calls? Do you have a certain, like an appointment threshold? Like you have to work X amount of appointments a day? Or like, do you like have a certain amount of leads that you want to come in? Tell us about that.
For me, is the main thing that I'm looking for is to make 100 dials a day, 500 to 600 dials a week. So on an average week, I'm working Monday through Friday, a little bit of Saturday. I don't work many appointments. It's a one-call close business. When I have them on the phone, my goal is just to make the sale at all costs. And then if I have to, then I set an appointment for the next day or later that day.
So I want to take a look at his ad account real quick here in Facebook. I'm going to have it up on the screen for you guys right here. So obviously you guys can see some of the numbers. Johnny, you were closing these off of self-generated leads, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And so you guys can see this is how much his leads were costing. I think your average, if you remember correctly, how much was it? Do you know by any chance?
It was $9 to $10 on term, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, those are like direct mailers are typically somewhere between like 70 and 80 bucks, I think, a pop, right?
Yeah, I was paying.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I was paying 65 to 70 per direct mail, but that's it's fantastic, especially generating them myself. It was a third to fourth of a cost of a digital lead that I was working previously.
So you're saying it's about a third the cost. You're still writing as much or more business, and you were able to amass 5 clients in one day, just one call closes. Is that right?
Yeah, more. I mean, I had an 8 policy day, like it helped 8 families in one day. So
was that the same day or is this a different day?
This is I did a 12 one too. So it's
okay.
Like,
so this is not like the only time this has happened.
No,
so it's possible to be consistent.
Oh yeah, if you're keeping the activity consistent and you consistently build the pipeline, especially with built-in automations, you build in such a pipeline that you're not going to close everybody the first 3 days. As long as you continue to keep the pipeline going, automations continuously dripping on them over and over and over again.
Nice.
There's some days that come and you're doing the consistent activity and all of a sudden 3 people text you, you call them, then you're still doing your outbound 100 dials.
Wow.
And all of a sudden you keep that pipeline going, add referrals in. I mean, you could have great days for sure.
A lot of people see these types of numbers. They think it's a one-off spin. They think maybe it's not possible for themselves. But this is after, I mean, this is in your first year in the industry, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I just finished my 8th month in the business.
Wow. So you've been extremely consistent, focused on education, and really dialing in here on building this business. Let's say a lead comes in right now. Like, what do you do? What is your first move when a lead comes in?
Wait, stop. Quick interruption in the video. There's a group of agents underground right now that are changing the way that business is being done, changing the entire direction of where the industry is actually going. And it's in a group called Insurance Agent Freedom. So if you want to learn from top producers in the industry, anywhere from generating your own Facebook leads, anywhere from how to sell term life insurance, final expense, and even network with top producers in the industry so that you can change your business starting today to start getting more commissions, more clients, and more referrals than ever before, then click that link down below and join Insurance Agent Freedom. We'll see you there. Click that link.
My first move is to obviously the automation start dripping on them right away.
Yep.
And just reinforcing that they made a good decision. And actually that I didn't forget about them and they're going to be talking to a real person. So I'm just pretty much, it's 2 touch points. For me, it's who their beneficiary is going to be and how much coverage they were looking for, roughly, or their birthday, things like that, and pretty much confirming that. And if they text back right away, I'm calling them either way, but I know that they're ready to buy when they text me back, yes, that's correct, or yes, or let's talk a little bit later. Like if they engage right away, I know that I'm probably going to close them if I call them right away. So sometimes I'm out and about. I mean, there's been times that I was sitting in a Chick-fil-A line and maybe a 15-minute wait, and I called them and just set an appointment because obviously it's a very random time. But for me, it's like speed to lead. If you're able to engage with them within 5 minutes of them filling out a form or setting an appointment with you or whatever it is, like they're more likely to buy.
Yeah.
So that's my mindset in all of them is like get in front of them, interact with them as soon as possible. And my closing rates have been a lot higher with that. They fresh off the ad. And the ad isn't misleading at all or anything. They know what the product is. It's just a matter of how much they want to spend each month.
What you're saying is you are going to the lead as fast as possible,
Yes.
correct? So I'm curious then, because you're using Advanced Agent CRM.
Yep.
And so you do get auto booked appointments, right?
Yeah.
So if you get an auto booked appointment, are you calling them in advance or are you waiting for the appointment time? So like, let's say I get a lead, it comes in right now, and I book an appointment for tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Are you calling me right now when I come in, or are you waiting for 5 o'clock tomorrow?
I'm calling them right away. How I see it is, yeah, they booked a time, but I'm calling it right away. And the reason for that is because it just shows another level of them having so much pain that they go to another page and fill out all their information again and pick a specific time on my calendar. But what I saw is that there was a not great show rate to that if you wait a day, 2, 3 days for that appointment. So what I did is said, okay, this person wants my product more than a regular person that doesn't book on my calendar. So I'm working it as a regular lead, but a more high intent, I guess, type of lead. So I'm calling it right away regardless and just saying, hey, I actually had some time that opened up on my calendar right now. Just saw that you requested a time later today. Just wanted to verify some of the information that I have here so that we can make your appointment time very streamlined and very effective. So, and then I just go into verifying the information.
I'm asking these questions because I know a lot of you guys are running into the same stuff.
Yeah.
Johnny is, I did when I was in the field and everything too.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, you get a no-show, right? It happens. Maybe you get an auto-booked appointment and you call them and they don't show up. What do you do next?
If I call 3 times, they don't answer. I wait probably 30 minutes to an hour, start outbound dialing still, or responding to other people that were calling me.
Sure.
What's nice about the CRM is it automatically has a workflow where you just put it into the no-show category and it sends out a text like, hey, was trying to get back with you, or something happened, do you want to reschedule, or can we talk? And what happens is a lot of times I forget about it because there's so much inflow coming in that I forget it, because sometimes I'll have 8 to 10 appointments a day, maybe 2 no-show, put it in that. And they'll text me a few days later, sometimes weeks later, and say, oh, I got super busy. Yes, I'm still interested. And perfect. I call them right then and there.
People don't look at life insurance when everything's great.
Yeah.
People don't look at insurance, period, when everything's great. They're looking at it when there's pain. You gotta realize, one thing that happens, this is one thing I like to talk about with no-shows, is because so many people they let it really hit them. They're like, man, I got no-showed, I'm down on my luck, blah, blah, blah. But they have lives, and we're not the only thing that matters to them, but it's our job to build the value.
My thought process is every time a lead comes in or somebody requests the information that we have, they're gonna buy at some point. Maybe it's not now, maybe it's 3, 6, 9 months down the line.
What I'm curious to know is that when you're writing these days, you said you have had 5 apps in a day, 8 apps in a day, 12 apps in a day. Is this all pipeline, or is it all new leads, or is it both? And if so, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's a mix of both. I mean, I try to work the warmest, freshest person possible. And so that's how I kind of work backwards, is really work those newer people. People have responded to me right away. How that actually went down is that I had referrals come in. I was asking for referrals. And even today, I was able to help a family, and it was a guaranteed issue app. And my head is okay, I helped her, which is great. The profit for me isn't crazy on that because it's a guaranteed issue, but it caused me to go to referrals because I know that she knows people. So what I did is just simply ask for some referrals. Boom, she gave me 2. That's why it's so important to have consistency. Everybody wants to push till Friday. Fridays and Saturdays are days that I feel like are catch-up days, kind of.
I like what you're saying, that where you're those are my days, because I've been working everything else earlier in the week. That's true, yes, but also everyone's home, so they're able to answer the phone. And your competition is so low because nobody else goes out and door knocks. No other telemarketers are on the phones calling to get people signed up. Let's say if I were an agent and I would only work 5 days a week, I would not work Sunday. I would not work Monday. Because Mondays when everybody else is competing. How long did it take you to stack your pipeline? I know that was that's kind of what you've been doing here. And that's how you're able to hit these big out days. How long does that take you?
Maybe like a month or two. I really believe that you could do it in an earlier time. Depends on how much your ad spend is. For me, like we cranked it up pretty fast. Started doing like, I think it was $150 a day within like 2 or 3 weeks. And so it's pretty consistent because that's like 10, 15 new people a day coming in. If you're hitting 15 a day, you count that over 10 days, that's 150 new people. Over 20 days, that's 300 people. And you just like stack that over and over and over again. And all of a sudden, you could honestly just go back and work those. Or you have newer agents that you give some age leads to. It literally helps every way because if somebody's really giving you a hard objection, you just move on to the next one because there's so many prospects in your pipeline that have already expressed interest. And you can just help out and just start building your agency based on that.
Okay, so I know, obviously we've been doing a lot of stuff together, and we've been doing this for a while with the self-gen leads. There's a ton of people in our Facebook group, which you can actually, I'll leave a link down below for everyone if you want to join the Facebook group. It's called Insurance Agent Freedom, where we'll actually teach you how people like John are able to do this kind of thing. We'll go over sales and marketing tips and how you can do all of this, all for free, by the way. So if you click the link down below, I'll include it, like I said, Insurance Agent Freedom. But what has been your experience in working with us at Advanced Agent Marketing? What has that been like? Be completely honest, straightforward for everyone. If you say something that's kind of mean, like I might cry, but it's fine.
I would say honestly, like these are some of the most honest guys that you'll meet and most hardworking people because they genuinely care. And I think for me in this industry, what I've come to realize very quickly is that there's not many very honest people that are genuinely working in the best interest for people. And so for me, it's very easy to gravitate towards somebody like Julian or Tim. We're friends for a reason, and we do business together for a reason, and that's because genuinely these people have like helped me out, and it's not like just because they're trying to like boost their business. It's one of those things that they're genuinely trying to help me solve a problem. I don't know, it's just very much for the client and who they're working with. It's for their best interest more than their pockets.
Yeah. Dude, you're making my eyes sweat, dude. Oh my gosh. So I kind of tell you guys a little bit about how you can get some more access to this information. We've got a free mini course. We're gonna have another updated one coming out on the channel here soon, where you can actually learn how to set up your Facebook ads and how Johnny was able to spend $1,500 on leads and write over 20K in AP. You get training from Johnny, you get training from Tim on the Facebook side of things. And so there are, for some people who are at a lower budget point, maybe you're just getting into the business, you're newer to the industry, you're going to want to look more towards our initial program, the Advanced Agent Marketing Secrets to 77-cent Facebook Lead Marketing course. You can get that, and we'll leave a link down below to where you can actually get in touch with our client success manager. He can go over what that looks like with you. And then for our more advanced agents, people like Johnny, people who are maybe on the come up, or they want to get like people like Johnny, they want to write more business, 12 hours a day, stuff like that. You can actually get a setup with us. We call it a done with you setup. That's for, again, more hits, agents, people with a little more cash in their pockets that are looking to really jumpstart their business. And again, I'll leave a link down below where you can actually schedule a call with our client success manager to see if it even makes sense or if it's even a good fit for you. And I'll leave that link down below. Go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Go ahead and like this video so we know to keep making this stuff for you. If you don't like it, you're fake. Leave us some comments. We want to know what you guys think, questions you have. We make this stuff for you guys. But yeah, go ahead and get the Facebook group, subscribe so you can keep getting more content like this. And we'll see you in the next one.